Hello and welcome back to Roads to Power. We are currently regaling the court of our patron with various tales, and in theory we're going to get paid for it. However, I wanted to check just how long we're going to be regaling this court for, and it's quite a long time actually. We have a look in here. So, it is 99 days per phase, we gain 9% per phase, and it's going to be roughly 90% that we need to get to. So it's 10 phases, each one taking basically 100 days. We're going to be here for like 1,000 days. We're here for almost 3 years, and that's not taking into account, by the way, that we're starting at -7, not starting at 0. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how long we're going to be here. However, our patron has invited us to something. We have been invited to a hunt, and well, to be quite honest, we don't have a lot else going on, so let's go to the hunt. Let's see what we can do. Yes, I will accept your invite. I have to leave within the next 4 months. Well, I believe it is being held here, right? Oh, no, it's not, actually. Where is it being held? Oh, it is being held here. Yeah, so should be fairly easy. Also, people last time were suggesting that I should have, like, got my way around some of these dangerous provinces. I do want to point out that, like, pretty much every province over here is dangerous. Where's this terrain map mode? So yeah, like, all of this is desert, all of this is mountains, all of these are hills. This entire area is just inhospitable to life if you have to travel backwards and forwards. It's really just not a good idea to travel in that area whatsoever. Yeah, I could have maybe gone around a war, but, like, I think that we would have still been running into the same issues, but I get the point, but like I just wanted to show the map mode and say we were here and we wanted to be, I think it was like up here. So, you know, there's not really any other route. It's kind of through the mountains whichever way you go. Anyway, yeah, let's go for a hunt. Let's do it. As we await the arrival of the rest of the guests, Countess Chang has started on the preparations. Her gamekeepers check the scrublands each day for signs of quarry, while building a camp closer to the hunting grounds. My bird grows restless waiting, knowing it will soon be unleashed. Oh, so it's a falconry one. Oh, okay, cool. Let's go. How long till it actually starts? 4 months until it begins. Okay, now this is actually a lie. When it says 4 months till it begins, that's not actually what this means. What this means is it's 4 months until it begins, no matter what. Actually, if we check the guest list, we can see... Actually, oh, I guess you can only see it if you're the hunt host, but if we were the hunt host, we could see how long it will take by how long the traveling will take, because it will actually take the... it'll be 4 months or the longest travel time, under 4 months. So, yeah, we don't know what that is, but I suspect it's going to be less. And then what do we want to do here? We can recreation, murder, seduce, or befriend. We could try and befriend our patron here. Yeah, we'll try and befriend them and see how this is going. Or, I mean, we could try a foreign ruler who may not arrive in time. Ah, so no, it will be 4 months because these people are traveling, but they're going to get here late. So that means that it's going to take the full 4 months. Okay. Where are we? Am I going crazy? Countess Chang. I'm just looking at what color hat she's wearing, so when I scroll up and down, I don't look crazy. Countess. Yeah, you. What do you mean may not arrive on time? This is your hunt, and you're already here. Okay, so maybe the may not arrive in time thing is broken if it's not your hunt. Okay. We're gonna try and befriend her. Cool. Let's do that. Right. And then 4 months till it begins. I'll just unpause and I let it go. Distant shores and far-off climes. Being both Oghuz and Al-Mohadi, my alien way of life is endlessly fascinating to Countess Chang's courtiers. Ooh, so this is an event based upon the diplomacy contract that we're doing, I think. So it might be actually that we can get this contract to go a bit quicker, because we said that we were here regaling them with tales, so I guess these are the tales. Many of them have never seen one of my kind before. Perhaps they never will again after we move on, though I cannot say how history will play out. They're not exactly polite in their opinions, but that just makes them all the easier to goad and so entertain. I can say, let me tell you about Ogha's living, which will let us increase cultural acceptance between our cultures. Okay. I can say, Almohadism is a mysterious thing, so it's a learning challenge against Countess Chang, which we're likely going to fail. I shall paint you a picture. No, intrigue is not our thing. The nuances would be lost on you, I'm afraid. So this isn't actually going to help our scheme, it's just something that's appearing because of the scheme. Let's try and do a diplomacy one. Let me tell you about Ogha's living. Horrifying spiels. She did not like it, and that has decreased the cultural acceptance. Oh no. Okay, well, looks like the hunt's gonna begin with 12 days. Who hasn't arrived yet? So the queen did arrive. We could potentially try and befriend her, but you know what? We'll stick with Countess Chang. Yeah, there are a few people who are further afield that aren't gonna make it. That's okay. Can we see who didn't make it? Oh no, everyone arrived. Somebody arrived on like the last day. Oh, okay, cool. Jinging assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp in scrublands near Gaozhou. I do apologize for every pronunciation, just in general across the series, but specifically here because I have absolutely no idea and I'm just taking a shot in the dark. With any luck, we'll find a husk of hares and our falcons will have great sport. The beaters team are ready with their hounds and a well-appointed spot has been selected. Okay, we're out to hawk a hare. Let's see how it goes. My hook expired on her, it doesn't really matter. Taking wing. Countess Chang's game masters signal the party to hush. We've arrived at the release spot. From our vantage point, we can see several sandy hares in the scrubland up ahead. The party halts as we prepare to remove our birds' hoods and set them one by one to their sport. It's time. Oh, we hunted something apparently. What did we do? We increased our hunter experience, which I guess means we now have the hunter trait. Nope. Okay, interesting. Actually, that pop-up that appeared did not appear again. It said that we hunted some. Oh, actually, it says hunted a ferret here, so maybe this is the pop-up, and it just tells us something different on that one versus this one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I watch excitedly as my falcon identifies a target and takes wing from its watch, soaring high into the air. The hares are none the wiser as my falcon scans the ground from high above. Time and again, my falcon swoops in for a kill, but misses, retreats, or only grazes its target. After hours of attempts, the game have all but disappeared. The falcon is near exhausted and the light is fading. We've failed. However, we succeeded at having fun, and that's what matters. Heeding the call of the wild is an adventure. This outing delivered the good and the bad in abundance. I'm no closer to gaining the confidence of Chang. I must be doing something wrong. Tan gathers the disappointed party and exhausted hounds for the trip home. The hare eluded us, this time. Let's leave the adventure behind us. We did not manage to befriend her, however, we have gained the hunter trait, so we get prowess. We don't gain as much, we gain more stress loss, and we get opinion of hunter characters up. We get the tiniest little bit of falconer experience, which is almost nothing. However, she got some stuff. She became more legitimate, and we should get some prestige for, well, we got some prestige, yeah, for appearing at this. Wonderful. Well, that wasn't too bad. We've also got the make requests interaction we can use here. We should maybe have a look at these and just see what we can get. So with Chang, could potentially get some provisions. We do actually need provisions, Chang. Could you provide those for us? We could also arrange marriages, but let's get some provisions first. You? I'm missing prestige to ask. I see. Wait. It doesn't say actually that I need to use any prestige. Look at this. Oh no, it does. It says it at the bottom. Okay, never mind. I was reading the top part without reading the bottom part. I see. Yes, I don't have enough for anything else. That's fine. Well, we needed provisions anyway, so it was the right choice. I was just thinking maybe we could do something else. That's fine. We'll keep waiting. Till death do us part. Oh, right. Poduo Luo, as you drew your last breath, relief washed over me. Perhaps I should be ashamed, but in truth there was no love lost between us. Finally, I'm free to start my life anew. It was our second wife, not our first wife who died. Ah. Well, she was also an agent in my scheme. That is a little bit annoying, actually. Before we look at this, though, a new face in camp. We are always on the move, laden with our baggage, hastily unpacking when we stop and stuffing it away moments later. Tents, pots, pans, spare weapons, and few precious items and the food that sustains us on our endless travels, or travails. As I try to take measure of the logistics of our next move, a towering passerby effortlessly raises one of our carts. One of my followers, clearly amused by this feat of strength, runs to me and pleads. Master, she raised the whole cart over her head. Have you seen this? Can we keep her? She does not even need a weapon. She can simply grab and throw our enemies, and she already promised to carry my pack. Such a woman could prove herself useful, carrying my pack as well. She will eat a lot of provisions, though. So we have Zhejiang Kong. Okay, she appears to be very good at fighting. Okay, I mean, I don't see a reason why she shouldn't join our court. I also don't see a reason why she shouldn't become our new wife. Okay, this is our third wife, second of the ones still alive. Right. Oh, we also need a head porter, because we have that position. That could be my new wife. Wonderful. Right, and then, what else did we need to do here? Ah, yes, scheme. I need to click this button again. Okay, so it makes it go faster by 1. So this is that. Just seeing what we get here. So, what's she good at? She's good at stewardship, maybe? Any of these? So, diplomacy, intrigue, and learning. Yeah, it's not really her strengths. Diplomacy and learning, definitely not her strengths. Intrigue and diplomacy, also not her strengths. I'm just seeing what the other options are. I mean, I gotta say, although it's not her strengths, the people she's competing with are not exactly the best in these. I mean, apart from you, you're pretty good. Okay, intrigue and diplomacy. Yeah, okay, so she's not better in any of these. And then socialite is diplomacy, intrigue, learning, and yeah, so yeah. No, she is in the best position. It just happens to be that she doesn't really contribute anything to this. That's fine. Okay, well, oh, days per phase has now gone up. Of course, yes, that makes sense. Okay, well, I guess we're going to just unpause and let things continue. Could potentially visit a castle. I don't know when the castle events reset. I assume that there's a timer to stop you spamming them. Oh, it was also suggested that instead of letting some of these time out, I should probably sell some of these. Like the morsel of St. David and the lucky coin. I have also realized that we have the treasure map, but we haven't actually gone to our treasure map destination yet. We're still on the way. Yes, we were doing this on the way. Oh, wrong cow was passed. You can no longer sway him. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. Oh, she's now joined and she can provide 1. I hadn't actually realized that was our wife in that position. Yeah, okay. That was our first wife in that position. A second wife is actually even worse. Ah. Okay. Although she has a lot of diplomacy. Is she better at this diplomacy intrigue one? Although it'd say intrigue and diplomacy rather than diplomacy and intrigue. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take you out. I just want to see. Are you better? Nope. Alright then. That guy keeps getting stressed out because he keeps thinking he has no work to do, and then I put him back in and he's like, oh no, I got work to do? Anyway, I guess we are going to visit the castle holding and see what we can do here. Bingo of the locals. Hear a story. I don't really want to pay any money for this, so we will just simply do this. We got exotic diplomacy, increases our diplomacy. It's nice. Recruitment. I'm not even going to look at the people. Nope, don't have enough money. Castle. Scruffy hand soldiers. We will choose men at arms fame, which means that we got some other men at arms recharged a little bit, not a lot. Rest of this I don't have the money for. We could maybe sell some things, but yeah, we are done here. Okay. Now we will continue waiting for the thing to spin round. It's going to take a while. It's definitely going to take a while. What drives us onwards? I've been wondering, my dear Kemmel, drawls Countess Chang one idle dinner. You spin these tales of your life and deeds, yet you live neath a muddy tent flap, barely sheltered from torrential rain and scorching sun alike. I nod, no use denying that. With so many of the basic comforts of life denied to you, what's the thing that motivates you to get up in the morning? Why keep marching on when the next day you'll just need to do it all again? Does there need to be a singular reason? The quest for knowledge has no ending, only understanding. Or pick at your food and ignore the question. So this is available because of our Scholars Camp one. However, we're going to diplomacy check this. And we're going to say, does there have to be a single reason? He did not like that. In fact, she doesn't seem to really much like us. Astley appears to be dead. Is she not the person who we were doing the contract for? Is that not going to be an issue? Ah. Eternity waits for no woman. The fireguard intervenes my walk into Astley's tent. Master, don't. She's gone, Master. I enter the tent, and for a second, Astley appears to just be sleeping, until I notice her face slowly waxing into the paleness of death. Still stunned, I glance about, trying to locate the treasure map, but swiftly realizing it is nowhere here. Now I cannot possibly complete the search for the final treasure. Should head back. Contract has been invalidated. Oh dear. Quick study. It seems our time in Gao Zhao has proven beneficial for my son, Dukan. Something about the local culture simply fascinates him. So much so that in our brief time here, he's managed to pick up some passable Chinese, an achievement that the lad is trumpeting to the high heavens while speaking it around camp constantly, even dropping little words and phrases into conversations with his lessers. Smug behavior, to be sure, but perhaps with a good cause. Well, you know what? We like to learn. Perhaps he could teach us as well. We failed. Why? Every time I try something, I fail. Anyway. Dinner at Countess Chang's court is an ideal time to impress her courtiers with my dashing escapades. The happier they are, the fatter my purse is likely to be. Of course, this calls less for subtle wit and more for stories of grand endeavours, replete with heroism and villainy, accurately or otherwise. So, I can say I know a few such tales. Does my reputation not speak for itself? So this is due to my level of fame. Okay. But I imagine it's a low percentage because our level of fame is not very high. All stories grow in the telling, or fill my pockets with free rolls. We are potentially the worst person who's ever done this. I'm just going to take the provisions. That's fine. We're unstressed. We're just living our best life, occasionally telling some tale that they don't like, eating all the food. Yeah. Marrying Zhejiang the Fair. Okay. Cool. New nickname. Well, a pleasure to work with. It's truly fortunate that I'm afforded a chance to plan this contract with my wife. Excellent. The scheme obtained 2 advantages. Ah, that means we could try and end it now if we wanted to. However, we still have a little bit more to go. We could also maybe pick up another contract at the same time. Requires you to transcribe a manuscript through 3 learning skill challenges. We could do that. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, that's okay. So Countess Meniyu, well-lettered scribes wanted for copying of hand text. The Countess of Changma promises just payment for timely work. It's not a lot, but we're not working with a lot here. We'll travel from this court to the other court briefly to do this. Let me take these off. It's a little dangerous. I'll take the danger to save us some money. The Womb of the Earth. We've had this event several times on the previous character, and we already have the best thing from it, which is Gardener. So, instead, do we want to lose prestige? I don't really want to lose prestige. I'm just going to say no. Flawed Fair. We've had this one several times on this character. We're just going to say it's bold and move on. Okay. Peace through war. The daylight slowly fades as I sit in Countess Manio's chamber, by candlelight frantically copying squiggly lines of ink from one sheet to another. My eyelids start drooping, and I nod off momentarily before I jerk awake. As far as I can tell, this particular passage seems related to wars and their politics. But by Allah is it droning on and on. I trace an ink-stained finger along a hand-drawn, long-fingered reptile in the margins. Maybe I should improve the text just a bit to make it more enticing. So I can say, how about I embellish this just a smudge, which is a learning challenge. Okay. I can draw inspiration from my own experiences. Okay. That's a non-check +2. Also, who's this? Oh, it's literally nobody. I was gonna say they're facing away and like you can't ever see their face, but no, they're literally nobody. Like, it's not a highlighted thing. At least here ours highlights and tells us who it is. This is just a random person. Or I can see the similarities to Tibetan. Okay. Well, let's draw inspiration from our own experiences first. Actually, what's the bottom one? Oh, the bottom one is you just get a +1. Okay. So I guess if you didn't have these two, because we have a known language, which I assume is in the same cultural group, and we have a commander trait, you would have the choice between a learning challenge and a +1. Okay, let's take a free +2. Nice. The Inner Chambers. In fact, we can see what we would get if we don't have the things here. A few days have passed, and I am making my way through the manuscript. The current passage, however, is drier than gravel laid out in the sand. My mind starts to drift to other matters, and I blink a few times to force myself back to the realm of reality. The gist of the passage seems related to the courtesies of the Han culture, which in of itself isn't inherently stale. I casually observe a blobby-tailed creature with an angry human face scribbled in the margins while I ponder the situation. So, we could do the learning challenge. We do not have any lifestyle traits that are applicable, I see. And our language is not relevant, apparently. Although it was previously. Interesting. Maybe you need something different about the language. Maybe the culture is fine, but maybe it needed to have something else with it. Anyway. Once we do this, we get a qualified success. So let's do it. Let's stick to the script. When Gold speaks. I'm nearing the end of the transcript, which is going poorly so far. Once again, the scribe of the manuscript is taking the most dreary approach possible to the subject matter. My gaze sticks on the attendant, an infinitely more interesting sight, until he gives me a suspicious look, prompting me to go back to the text. The passage itself seems related to domesticating and caring for animals, which would interest readers had it been less stilted. I consider the best way forward while admiring the marginalia of a tiny knight straddling a magnificent snail. Okay, so again we get the learning challenge, but we could also get a +2 because we have a stewardship lifestyle trait. But we do not have a stewardship lifestyle trait, and we did have a diplomacy one, and it wouldn't let us do the diplomacy one, and the Tibetan one is not available again. Do I get the feeling that potentially this doesn't work as it's meant to? Because it's definitely talking about our trait, but this is not our trait. Let me just check something here. Let me check something. Nope. Okay. I want to check whether she has the stewardship trait. She does not. Her liege? Actually, just one more. No. Okay. It was worth testing. I'm going to choose this option because it's available to us. We get +2 and we get 3 prestige. I love that we got 3 prestige and it gave us 4. I know the reason why it gave us 4 there. It's because we must have been on the edge and it's a rounding thing, but it is very funny. Also, it might not have been 3, it might have been 3.5, and then, you know, that was actually 4 again, because this number is not actually an, like, it's not an integer, it's a decimal, so we got, like, because you can get 0.4 per month. Anyway. Countess Manu purses her lips as she inspects the manuscript. Is indeed a replica of the original piece. Thank you for your reliable delivery. He turns around to leave, but stops for a moment to mention, oh, you can pick up your reward at the door. See yourself out. I spot my satchel by the door as I turn to leave. 1 manuscript delivered. We have 5 out of 7 towards a success. You currently have earned a qualified success, so we could have got a better result had we not created such an accurate document. Every parent's duty. And it won't just toss me, queries my son, Dukak, trying and failing to keep the quaver from his voice. I glance down at the small pony he sits on, the easiest, most placid learner mount I could find in the entire camp. Was I this scared when my father taught me to ride? Okay, then I'll just kick her into a trot and... Be firm but respectful. We can do a diplomacy challenge. Don't be afraid to crack the whip. Master the horse or it will toss you. Say nothing. Well, trying our diplomacy is worse than saying nothing. So I will say, master the horse or it will toss you. He has gained confidence for 10 years. Fantastic news. Also, I never even checked what education he's doing. He's doing a learning one. Yes, learning is fine. Okay. That's fine. We're still here. What do we want to do? Performing a play? That's unlikely to be an event, right? That's not unlikely to be a scheme. I actually don't know if we can do multiple contracts. It does say contract schemes, and it doesn't seem to suggest that there is a like there's a limit. Also, what I should do here is just quickly remove these 2 and auto invite. There we go. So we got a little bit more percentage again, although the number of days per phase keeps going up. Before I do this scheme though, let's gather provisions again. Let's see if we can grab some. We didn't get any. Okay. Then we're going to go to the castle folding, and we're going to mingle with the locals. I will hear another story or 2. Grab ourselves this. We got some learning lifestyle experience, which actually gives us enough for a perk. And any of you cheaper than 80? You are. Okay. So the 2 who are cheaper are Liu and Pan Pan. Okay. Well, you're very, very good at diplomacy. I'm going to hire you right away. Wonderful. It'd be great for the job that we're currently doing, and then I have no more money. Right. We want to grab pedagogy, which will then give us the ability to give our wards additional skills. Seems good. Or our wards will get additional skills from being our ward. Also, I forgot, you're being educated by us. I should influence your personality as well. Also, you're 5. Okay, so you're a year off of us doing anything here. But yeah, I should try and influence his personality if we've got a positive trait. Like, just is a virtuous trait. We should try and pass along just. Influence towards personality, just. Will succeed 100%. Let's do it. Let's unpause, let that go through. I approach my son Dukak bearing another child's favorite scroperal, saying, you may have this. Why, he wonders, I don't even want it. No, why not? It is natural to covet that what isn't yours. To thrill and bettering others. Why not take what you can and allow me to use my power as I wish? Don't be a tyrant, father. It isn't right. Indeed, I smile, it is unjust. Fantastic. I gained some stress, and he understands me. Well, that could have incredibly backfired had that not worked the way that we had set out there. I'm just going to do this first, right? Then auto-invite and just see who it fills. Okay, cool. So we are a little bit higher here. We can get back up to 80. That's fine. Then I'm going to clear this one and auto-invite. to see what happens. Oh, yeah, I'm going to clear these end ones. Then auto-invite again. Once that one ends. My gait slows as I approach a tent. I fancy I can hear a voice. Yes, there it is. I spy my mother, grandly holding her grandchild, Dukak, raptured with a story. I listen in as well, catching only stray passages. Tatani is recounting some tales from a life well lived, and the stories of times both new and old clearly rings very true of Dukak, whose mouth hangs excitedly agape. Say, mind if I join this merry circle? His learning might increase and I can get elder advice, which is more monthly learning lifestyle experience, or this is sweet, best leave them be. We'll leave them be. We'll give our child the best opportunity he can get. Right, auto-invite. Cool, so we're now up at 81. I just needed to deassign the musician because I had a feeling she might be higher. Right, and now we'll let this continue. And I think... Oh yes, also we picked up a new person, didn't we? Liu. Is she currently in here? She is, right. Also, she is now my wife. She is wife number 4, third of the ones alive. Do they still have the thing where they're unhappy about, yeah, not a monogamous marriage? Yeah, they do still have that. That's if their culture doesn't accept it, but yours does. So, that's fine. Also, how are we looking here? We could do with some people liking us a bit more. We are steadfast, however. Not bad. Let's try and make our wife like us. Let's sway her. Also, we can make a request here. I completed a contract for her, so therefore I can make a request. Huh. Was she landed at some point? Oh. No. Yeah. Why do we have a... No, she wasn't. We literally just hired her. I guess I could take her money if I wanted to. I don't think I need to do that. Mainly because she'd hate me more. Right. Performing a play. Actually, let me just double check what it says. Requires you to complete the performing a play scheme. Hopefully this doesn't cancel our previous scheme, otherwise we will have wasted some time, but I'm willing to test it. Let's see. Travel to accept. Yes. Crusader Kings. That was not the thing I thought was going to pop up here. Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land suffer all manner of abuse, and their routes are fraught with danger. In order to protect the pilgrims and secure Jerusalem for Christ and the faithful, His Holiness, Pope Celestinus, has accepted the possibility of an outright invasion by joint Christian forces. This could be the beginning of unprecedented Christian aggression. Allah protect us. Okay. No, wait a second. It did end my previous scheme. Oh, that is... Okay. It should probably give you a warning. If it did, I apologize. Anyway, we are now performing in a play. We are doing something different. Which is not really my... Again, was not my intended thing, but it was worth testing to see. Because it did imply you could do multiple schemes at once. Anyway. The market square of Yumenguan is busier than ever, with a troop of singers doing preparations. A wooden sword, one of the children leans over the dais, making a disgusted face. The alerted peasants quickly join him. Is this the best that our lordship has to offer? But the mumbling soon ends as Prince Ting enters the square, stopping his horse before me. An easy windfall, wouldn't you say? You just need to impress these peasants. It's what are shills? These are all bad for us. I think we have to just say it's the easiest windfall and try and get the percentage higher. Okay. Well, I think we're going to take a 30% chance and we're going to roll the dice on this one instead. Okay, our agents... our agents hadn't joined the scheme? Oh, never mind. This is much better. Yeah, so actually we're probably going to succeed at this one when we... like in a quicker time than the other one. That's not too bad. Okay. My spot. Move your accursed tent. Damn it, Lu. This is my spot. Prize. Tatani. Disrupting my evening walk. Lu seems unmoved, simply folding her arms across her chest. It can't be your spot if it's got my tent up on it now, can it? She snarks back. Desperate for a higher authority, Tatani whirls around to me. Master Camel, please, I beg of you, discipline this wretch. Do I side with my mother, or do I side with my wife? And if I stay out of it, they both hate me. In fact, they hate me. Oh no, they just hate each other. That's fine, I'm going to stay out of it. That is the only sensible thing to do here. Right. And now, we wait for the contract. What have we got here? Yeah, a guardian for my son Eunice? Eunice, we shall educate you. Fantastic. And we shall also influence your personality and make you just. Immediately. You're apparently going to be good at intrigue. You know what? Somebody in this family has to be. Although, wait, does just might lower intrigue? No, oh yeah, it does. It lowers it by 3. Okay, well you can be a just person and have the intrigue stuff. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. But, hey, you never know. It might be okay. Might be fine. Maybe the virtuous trait making people like him will make him better at it. Anyway, Han culture. A commoner of Han heritage has been accosted in the streets of Gaozal over some minor offense. By making a statement in their defense, I could perhaps convince my wife, the equally Han, of my good character, but I might risk alienating my Ogha's peers. Say that Han are good people, or Ogha's are of superior moral fiber. I'll just say the Han are good people. It's hardly the most outrageous statement we can make. It isn't fair. Dukak's petulant shrieking could wake the dead. I said it isn't fair, not at all. Why do we have to live out here like this? Like we're just animals, roaming from place to place with no palaces, no castles, not even proper beds. I didn't ask for this poverty and I deserve better. Through the screaming and the outrage, I can see that my son's frustration is real. Tears of both anger and sadness roll down both his cheeks. I can say, come here boy, it'll be alright. Your camel, stand up straight. I know, but it is what it is. Leave him to his tantrum. Let's say it'll be alright. Let's see what comes of that. He's inconsolable. And he doesn't like us because of it. And I gained the melancholic trait. We cannot pass an event. It is simply impossible for us to pass an event. We are cursed. Every time it's like, you could do this or this. It's a 50-50. It's not a 50-50. We will fail every time. We're actually pretty consistent about failing. A guide to just a few final quill scratches and done. A complete pamphlet on the locals of Yumenguan and their eccentricities. Alright, not an exhaustive one, but words don't grow on trees. They must be laboriously copied, letter by letter. Now, what to title this little wonder of learning? I can go people and places, prose and poetry, plants and animals, or just keep doodling. So people and places gets us diplomacy, prose and poetry gets us learning, plants and animals gets us a bit of both, or doodle. Let's get a little bit of both here. Let's get a little bit of both going. My wife has been swayed. Fantastic. Okay. And now, alone in the kitchen. Greetings, my lord, Dewey, one of the cooks says. I have your son, Dukak, with me here. He promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. He draws in a sharp breath. He gobbled down every sweet he could find, like the little pig. Now he's all sweaty and red from exerting himself eating. Dukak never could resist sweet things, but this might be taking it a bit far. Ah, he is gluttonous. Weird gluttonous, but we know... Oh, that's actually Dewey, our cook. Right. We are gluttonous, but we know it is a sin. So let's maybe try and pivot him. To compassionate? Ah, I don't know. Our options are not good. It's gluttonous, lazy, or compassionate. Lazy is horrible as well. Lazy is a -1 to all stats. It has to be compassionate. You have to treat our cook better. I think that's the only answer here. Yeah. It's not fantastic, but we'll take it. A nose for trouble. Father, cries my son Eunice, bounding up to me at speed and near bowling me over. Look what I found, it's a puppy. The boy does indeed appear to be all but swinging a freshly whelped pup he has crooked into his arm. Allah alone knows where he picked it up. But despite the awkward movement, the animal seems very excited to be here. Eunice looks happier than I've seen him in weeks. Okay, we can let him keep his pet dog, or stop playing with the mutt. You can keep the pet dog. That's fine. Seems like that doesn't really have any negative. Oh, our wife is pregnant. Ooh, okay. The family that stays together. It's a little odd for my mother and I to be brought together so over this contract to perform in a play, still there's joy to be found in a common task. We get 2 advantages and we get a weak hook on her. Okay. I mean, we're still not ready to end this because we'd still need to wait for this to get to whatever its max is going to be, which is 89%. However, we are definitely going to be at 10 advantages when we do that, so we'll get a little extra chance. Pounding hooves. Leo has had a tough last night, or a good last night. So, you can slow down for her, laugh at her, kick her horse, or trot on and leave her alone. I will slow down for her because there's not really any reason not to. A shadow at court. Truly it is a blessing to have someone like Mistress Leo involved in our contract, someone able to advance our goals in any number of ways simply waiting for direction. An enviable combination of skill, access and proximity to Prince Ting provides us with a variety of options on how to exploit her. Subtle gains, we can get 1% scheme growth on this scheme. We can get base success chance plus 10%, or we can get some advantages. Let's get base chance up by 10%. So that now means that we are, yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. This might actually be the last little bit that we need. This odd, why is the game running so badly now? It was running okay like a second ago. Now each day is taking so much longer. Look at that. Oh, there we go. It's almost running better now. People did say that the performance has gone down for a lot of people in the last patch due to the number of adventurers. Well, when I say the last patch, I mean the last... I mean when the DLC came in. There was a patch, I think, today, but as far as I can tell, it didn't really add anything. But anyway. We're almost there. This should be the last one. My mother likes life on the road. That's good, because as far as we know, she's lived most of her life on the road. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Mistress Ji Jiang is probably not the absolute most skilled. Still, she's clearly applying herself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, and with the aim of improving her skill in the matter of diplomacy. Bettering yourself is costly, but it helps us all in the end. Okay, so we can try and push her a little bit further. Credit goes naturally to our mastermind, or the plan goes well. Gain 20 days of progress. I don't think we need that. I'm going to try and push ourselves further than that. Our diplomacy increased by 3. Nice. Okay. That's good. Did gain a little stress, but I'm okay with that. And now we are going to execute the scheme. 10, which should give us an extra 5, so it's 94%. It's practically guaranteed. There we go. We get some prestige, we get some provisions, and we get no money. No money at all. And then he slew a ferocious wolf. The drums grow louder as I make my way to the stage, trying to remember every play I've ever watched. My weapon lifted above my head, I attack the colourful puppet. The head rolls off the stage and the audience erupts in loud cheering. Sitting on the elevated dais, Prince Ting nods. Okay, cool. Although, you know what we can do, Prince Ting? We can potentially get some money off of you. How do you feel about... Actually, you know what? I need the provisions even more than I need the money. I also need provisions from you. You can use the prestige to allow us to actually take the provisions off of people. Okay. Let's have a look at the settle boundary dispute and then we'll move on from there. Teeming with all manners of wildlife. Jian Dao and I agree that Shazhao would be a splendid place to go on a hunt. While we still don't have time to stay for a proper outing, as we traverse the area, I spot a pristine wild rabbit at the edge of the forest. Its peculiar markings on its fur, and I motion to Jian Dao to survey the animal. As he spots the rabbit, he grins. What would you say to a friendly wager, liege? Whoever strikes that pristine fellow with an arrow wins. Okay, we can do the challenge. Or we can say we don't have time for it. Well, I'm definitely going to do the challenge because he'll pay me 50 gold and give me a rabbit's paw. Or I have to pay him money, but I'm not going to lose. Wonderful. Rabbit in sight, we both slowly but purposefully move closer to the rabbit, taking aim for its tiny body as it gnashes away at a piece of straw. I pull my string and release as the arrow goes straight into the animal's body. The sudden impact launches it a few paces, then the tiny body slumps down on the ground, motionless. I roar in triumph, and Jiandao joins me in the cheer. Nice shot, he cries as I dart forward to pick up the trophy. Fantastic. Well, that was definitely worth it. And we now have a new son called Baybars. Okay, and this is the first son from Liu. Okay, cool. The rabbit's paw is not that interesting to us, but that's okay. And now we have made it back. You know what we'll do? We'll visit the castle holding. Let's mingle. I'll hear a story while we're here. I'll also choose the top one. We get some stewardship lifestyle experience. We don't have enough really to recruit, but we could maybe sell some artifacts. Okay. The alleyway brimming with stalls, my shoulder accidentally bumps someone from behind. As the artifact peddler Feng Niang turns to confront me, she notices my inventory and leans in for a closer inspection. She has, before I know it, thoroughly inspected the fine sword and the morsel of St. David. Her hands quickly move across the lucky Sogdian coin surface, looking for flaws. So the Sogdian coin we don't care about, right? Or the morsel, actually. Let's see what we're being offered. So we can get 48 for the coin? I think we take 48 for the coin. Yeah. That's fine. Cool, we have a little bit of money, actually. Let's head back. Maybe we'll try and recruit somebody who's good at stewardship. Actually, it would be our stewardship that's used anyway. We could try and find a third wife, like Xin Yu here. Yeah, you know what? Xin Yu. I don't like the words find specimen, but I will definitely recruit you here. And you shall be our third wife. Fantastic. We now have many wives, and we should in theory have many children. And we have another person who can potentially join in schemes. Let's go to this boundary dispute. You'll at least pay me money, I assume. Yes. Right. Apparently this is a dangerous place to be due to it being dry lands. Well, we should probably have Scout for Talent on because it's free. And then this one? Yeah. It's slightly less dangerous. Let's go. Arbitration double dues. Keydun is in an uproar long before our arrival. Apparently years of mistakes on the part of our employer and our ilk have led to many local estates and businesses being taxed twice or more just by different collectors with different duties. After much grumbling and attempts at polite redress, things are finally threatening to boil over into something bloodier. Mayor Chow Chow is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming the situation quickly and quietly. So I can try and resolve it. Liu will stay to resolve it, and she will stay here permanently, or I can solve anything if I put my mind to it. I think we just have to take the stress. Our chances of actually succeeding are so low. But it will add her to my roll of patrons, and it'll get some money, and it'll get this county all calm, so I will simply do that. Speaking to the petty magnates of Keydun is utterly exhausting. Exhausting but not impossible, and through grit and determination I'm eventually able to talk down most of them. It's not a permanent solution, but browbeating the majority into silence seems to please Mayor Chow Chow, and ultimately that's what we're really here for. We leave the city later that day, purses fat with fresh coin. Not a lot of fresh coin, but fresh coin nonetheless, and a request which we can use for provisions. My god, we might actually have enough provisions to leave. Okay, so I think we want to leave. Where do we want to go? I mean, I did say I wanted to go to university at some point. It's going to cost me some money, but where's the nearest university? Ah, so we're talking about, like, if we want a really good one, we're talking about going to Baghdad. Okay, so we need to go from here to here. Okay. that's going to take some time. So I guess we kind of want to head down this way. Let's use the terrain map mode. A sentence I've never said before this episode and will never say again. So we could head down this way through the desert and oases. Try and get through. What's this? These are all hills. So the question is, do we want to wander the desert or go down into the hills and try and wander them? If we can get through the mountains, we could potentially travel in jungle, but that's not even better. We can get to farmlands and plains here, but you have to go pretty far south to get to there. Yeah. You could also potentially try and head to a coast and then get a boat. So like if we could make it to the Bay of Bengal, we could then take a boat. Let's just switch. Well, where are we? We're here. So if I have to pick a route, the problem with getting to the sea is we have to go down through this, and this is horrible, right? This is obviously not good. Our other option is try and get here and basically stay in the mountains for as short a time as possible. Oh, and then we can go into the desert mountains. That's not really what I was thinking. Okay, so we'd go down here and then... What are these ones? These are farmlands, apparently. Yeah, so I guess we'd want to pop in this way. Gonna follow the river out. Yeah, so I guess what we want to do is head down here, hit that river and kind of follow it. Yeah. Okay. With that in mind, do we want to go through the desert this way, or do we want to go through the desert to the oasis? I think I probably want to go to the oasis, right? So is this the oasis here? It is. Okay. So let's see if we can actually travel to the oasis. We can. Okay, but is that not... That does have a holding in it as well. It's not the holding of the king, but it has a holding in it. Okay. Let's move. Let's see if we can make it. Okay. No events that are too bad here. Hospitality for the day. The journey has been long and tiresome, and my feet ache so much that my ancestors must feel it. As I'm about to collapse from exhaustion, I feel something heavy weigh on my neck. Before long, I'm adorned from head to toe in traditional Ugyur garbs. The street alive with jubilation. Every house ahead beacons me to come inside and rest my weary laurels. It would only take a moment to regain my stamina, and I would be welcomed as the guest of honor. Ugyur hospitality is legendary. Can I really afford not to see it for myself? We get pampered by locals for 5 years, but would delay us 21 days. I'll take the delay. Eyes in the night. Ah, there is a... thing stalking us in the night. Oh my lord, look how many people are gonna die. This isn't good. I mean, it's only a 5% chance we can even, like, beat it by tightening the watch. I don't like any of these options. I mean, this is a 50-50 chance that half of our court dies. Or, like, a third of our followers die. This is a 95% chance that a third of our followers die. This one we have a chance. As much as I hate it, I think we're going to have to fight the beast, because our prowess is not terrible. I mean, minus the plant sickness. What's been following us? My god, it's a bear. We can't afford to wait another night to outrun the thing. Gathering my hunting party, I intend to end this and do so this very morning. The beast's tracks are surprisingly light, but clearly Ursine. After nearly an hour, we reach the base of a tall dune where the footprints simply seem to vanish. Wait a second. Wait a second. I need to look something up. Okay. Let's get Google open. Do bears live in the deserts? Yeah. Some bears may live in low desert all year round. So that's the US National Park. Okay, and some live in the Mongolian Gobi Desert. Okay, never mind. Bears perfectly fine for the desert. It's just not the first animal I think of when I think of a desert, but never mind. A guttural bellow from behind prompts us to wheel around, where the gore-slick muzzle of a huge bear stares at us with all too intelligent eyes. The creature, its trap spun, breaks into a sprint. I actually don't really know what I was going to do with that information if it turned out bears don't live in a desert. Was I going to write to Paradox and say, I'm sorry, I would like you to please undo this event which killed me. Bears are actually not really native to this area, so could you please have me killed by something more native? Anyway. So we can circle round and surround it, or have at ye, beast. So this is a 4% chance that we beat it, and a 95% chance that we get a 30% chance of being really, really, really wounded. Or we get a 36% chance, and then a 30% chance. Have at thee, beast. I also want to pause the game in case we do beat it. Have at thee, beast. Master Kemmel of the Polecats of the Hauberk is passed on to eternity at 30 years of age. He was reduced to a collection of grizzle by a monstrous bear. A tormented man, he had long desired the sweet embrace of death. You know what? I should have known we were going to die. It was almost a 50-50 that we would die. And, well, you know how we feel about those. Master Dukak steps forward as leader. Merely 10 years old, he will need to rely on his regent during his first years of rule. Will continue as Master Dukak II. And then we're going to mark him as our character. And then, unfortunately, it is time for us to roll a new character. A little quicker than I thought. I just wanted to go back to our first character for a second and see how things are going. They are much the same as where we left them, mainly because not that much time has passed. How long did we even rule for? Oh, she's actually gone back up into Iberia, which is, by the way, almost entirely Al-Andalus. So I'm assuming the Iberian struggle must be nearly done. Current phase is compromise, which I think means that the struggle could be ended. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Okay. So we have our two characters here. We'll see what happens to Master Dukak. He did have an education from his father, mostly, throughout his life. And we have set the camp on a new, with a new purpose. But I don't feel as confident about the Kemmelids as I did about leaving the Stalwart Outlaws. Okay, let's do a save. Did really expect this character to last more than 3 episodes, but that's okay. So episode 3 ends. Then we're going to switch character, randomize, and we're doing exactly the same thing as we did before. Pick whichever landless character is closest to this location right here. So, could you please load in the landless characters for me? They don't appear to be... Oh no, there we go. Now they've loaded. So, the closest is probably her or him. Oh, the Samogadian scouts are explorers. Okay. Well, given that these ones are swords for hire, and these guys are explorers, and it's a child ruler, I think we're going to go with this guy instead. Let's give ourselves half a chance. I think that might be reasonable here. Just to actually give ourselves a chance to experience something else. Okay. Sure. This is going to be our new character, Master Svatolbiog of the Samogian Scouts. Let's start. So, we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're just going to look but not touch. Also, we have a criminal contract. Interesting. We are gallows bait. Also a dwarf. We're callous, we're just, and we're pensive. That's an odd combo. So we're heartless and cold-blooded, but we have a sense of justice. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we're in an odd spot. And we're doing a diplomacy contract and to defraud someone. So this is a defrauding diplomacy contract. But we're explorers. Maybe we want to be freebooters. I have no idea what we're doing here. We have only one other person in our camp. Oshi, Son of Wolves. Which means that he was spawned from the Son of Wolves thing? Wait a second. So, how did our family die? Pneumonia and her wounds. Huh. Grandparents? Horse riding? Childbirth. It does appear like originally, yeah, this guy held some land, and then his child decided to be an adventurer instead of inheriting the land. Huh. Okay. We got anything else here? We got make requests. How's our camp look? That is barely a camp. Also, did you see that level 2 had gone off on a little bit of a walk? Okay. Our patron is a king, a random count, and some guy. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.